Hi, do you struggle with worry? Well, if you're anything like me, it is something your thoughts tend to go to maybe many times a day or once a day or maybe throughout the day. So today I'd like to give you some tips on how to manage worry. Welcome to Monday Motivational Moment. I'm Dr. Rochelle and I'm with Crossroads Renewal, and as a life and leadership transformation coach, I empower and equip people to transform their lives, especially as they are moving through transition. Well, there's no two ways about it. The times we're in right now with the COVID-19 and reopening of more and more of life around the world, we're faced with uncertainties about what that's going to look like in terms of risks to our health and jobs and the well-being of our families and of ourselves. And it's pretty natural to have some thoughts of worry. In fact, the other day, I got thinking about my daughter, who just recently graduated from a master's program, and she's in a pretty rough place right now looking for employment. And I started this question to myself, which I think is pretty common for us when we begin to worry. And it started with two words: what if? What if she doesn't find a job? What if she has to move back home? And as I started going into the what if scenarios, what I noticed in myself is that I started to feel increased feeling of anxiety. And as I've shared before, that anxiety is kind of a general feeling or an umbrella term for really core emotional experiences: anger, disappointment, embarrassment, frustration, helplessness, sadness, shame, and vulnerability. So when I noticed the anxiety coming over me, I asked myself, so what is it I'm really feeling? And to tune in, I realized I was just feeling very vulnerable and helpless. Those are two feelings that come over me when I really can't have an impact on the outcome, at least in a direct way. So I tuned into the feelings of helplessness and vulnerability. And of course, with having empathy and compassion for her, I was tuning into those feelings she's probably having. And it really could start spinning out of control had I not stopped and paused and said, okay, what's going on here? What are you really feeling? So what can I do with these feelings? Well, the first thing is I have to shift from what if to two more powerful words, which are what is. What if to what is. What if is future thinking. It's completely beyond our control. And worry, all it does is it expends a lot of energy, but it really doesn't get us anywhere because we're putting ourselves into a future place that we really have no business controlling or even really thinking too much about. So what can we do instead? We go into what is. Well, what is in the moment is I am feeling vulnerable and helpless. So what can I do with those feelings? Well, first of all, I can just simply be aware of them and state them using my name. Rochelle, you're in a moment of feeling some helplessness here and some vulnerability. You don't really have control over this situation. So what can you do right now? What is within your control right now? Well, the first thing is what's in my control is just to pause, stop, look inward and see what is going on with me. That in and of itself is a way to give yourself some space, to tune into what are those difficult emotions that your worry is really just an umbrella over. And then once you can identify it and then verbalize it, even talking out loud to yourself isn't a bad idea, or if you want to journal this. But I actually was alone at that point, and I said, I am in a moment of helplessness and vulnerability, and I just need to be kind to myself. So of course my hand comes up, as I've talked before. Self-compassion is about, I choose to be kind to myself right now. And I was feeling my heart kind of racing, and so I decided to take a slow, deep breath. And I did the heart focus and the heart breathing, which is just taking that breath in and out of my heart. And then I started to think about what is. What is something I can appreciate in this moment? What is that my daughter is a graduate of a master's program. What is that she's healthy. What is that she's resourceful. What is that there is a God that I believe is still on the throne and has control. What is, I'm a praying, believing parent, so I can turn over those worries to Him. What is there's something right in front of me I can do right now. So what I did was I shifted from that future focus and I brought it back to what is present in this moment. And that's truly what all mindfulness is it's pausing. And it's giving yourself a moment to just tune in to what is going on. What is it really about? Worry is just a generic term, but get into the core of the emotional experiences. Is it anger? Is it disappointment? Is it embarrassment? Is it frustration? Is it helplessness, sadness, shame, or vulnerability? And then allow yourself to express what's going on. Just you identifying what it is and using your name attached to that gives you a little space. And then the opportunity, just be kind to yourself in that moment. Be gentle with yourself and express it. I'm just feeling really frustrated right now because COVID keeps going on and it's still increasing and I don't have control over that. And I don't know what it's going to look like a month from now or 6 months from now. And I choose to be kind to myself right now because there are lots of people who are feeling anxious and worried about these things. And I choose to be kind to myself and I choose to breathe. And I choose to let go of what if and return to what is. That is a powerful opportunity for you to shift your immediate experience and to resume some control over your own well-being. Because we don't have control over much else. But you know what? This is what it means to be stronger. To have a stronger mindset means to be able to harness difficult emotions, take care of them, and then make another choice. What is going to make you stronger? Well, what made me stronger in that moment the other day when I shifted to what is I looked and said, okay, what is right in front of me that I can do right now? What can I do? And what is I happened to look at my floor and I thought, it needs cleaning. So I got the mop out and I swept and I mopped and I vacuumed. And I noticed something happening within me is that the worry turned to something positive, like I can do something, and it increased a sense of empowerment. Sure, it was over something simple like cleaning my floor, but in that moment, my mental state was shifting. And the worry that I had entertained for a period of time earlier was gone. In fact, I didn't even think about it until like the next day. It went over I came back to mind. I thought, isn't that interesting? Shifting to what is, and then doing something in that moment, everything changed for me. My state of mind changed. So this is the tip for this week, is when you find yourself in that worry mentality where you're what-ifing things, because by the way, the media loves to throw out, so what if this happens? Or somebody else may say, well, so what if that happens? So that what you can do is pull back and say, I can't do anything about the what ifs, but what I can do is focus on what do I know to be true right now? What is? What a game changer that is. What a game changer. So I invite you that if you're battling worry, whether it's once in a while or it's frequently throughout the day, take the step to shift your words. It's so simple. What if to what is? And have a powerful week. It's within your power to choose. Blessings. See you next time.